Hey y'all, it's December 19th. 1 year ago today, they cracked me open, right, and went to town. So here I am, still standing here. I was out here. I really went back to the heat, working on the ducting a little here and there. I'm going to show you. But really was out here the other day knowing that we were going to have some rain and then some cold, maybe some snow. You see, we haven't really got nothing for snow. Burnt after Chuck was out here. I burnt the daylights out of everything, pulled everything out of the edge down there that was left. You see, I've even stood some of the things up that are still in the ground. I had planned on running it all over with the mower, raked it all up like I did this side. This is what I was working on burning it. The big pile, man, from all the branches, man, remember that thing used to be 8 foot high? It's just about gone now. Most of it just leaves over there. Made it kind of a different pile as I was burning. Stuff bigger than a ½ an inch, kind of saving. It's good for lighting a fire quick and then you know, throwing the lumber to it and cardboard and all that. So just making some progress out here while we could. You know, I know Bob's thinking, you're not working on the go-kart, you're not getting the heat done. Well, I'll take you and show you what we're doing. I still ain't got this cut out yet, which means I still don't have the snowblower carburetor cleaned up either. It is nice in here though, I'll tell you. I cranked came out about an hour ago and cranked the furnace up to like 68, and it's 70 back there. At least that's what it says on the wall on the thermostat. Out here, you know, it's over 50 at waist high. So here's our mock-up. We fit it to the furnace. The little flanges hanging off the furnace. We can tweak them and angle them. So we're only gonna be able to get screws. I believe this is going to be the front and the back. This would be the right and left side. We'll only be able to get screws across the front and down the left side. We won't be able to get it here because the wall's here. We won't be able to get a screw gun in, and we won't be able to get screws in here because the wall's there. So we'll just make sure the furnace is good and clean. We'll wipe it down, use a little spray cleaner or something, and we'll use the tinfoil tape, and that'll do it. I mean, you know, that'll hold her in place. So we're going to take the mock-up and transfer these to the tin. We're going to get our piece of tin out here, and we'll leave a little ½ inch, 3/4 extra off of each side to bend and be able to screw it together and tape it. Cut the top out. We'll go ahead and put a big hole in there. This is what's going to go in there. Right, like we said, we bend these tabs over once we put it through the 10-inch hole. And then we'll get it mounted up, and then we need to get our hanger up and get the big pipe up. Got the piece cut that goes on the end of here. Really thinking about it, folks, I know I'm a one-man gang. That's a big enough piece right there. That's 10, 11 foot. I really need to get that piece on here to be able to, you know, because it's going to be almost impossible. It's hard enough trying to get it on here to slip on down on the ground. Up in the air, it'll be impossible. So I had it on once. I didn't like the way it looked. I flopped it end to end and could never get it back on again. Chuck tried a little bit. I thought, you know what? I'm being tested. I'm not gonna take the test. I'm just gonna quit. So I quit playing with it at the time. If there's any way to get this little bushing that I made, and you see it might be a little out of round, right? I mean, we could probably work on it here and work on it here a little. Something to get it so it'll slip on easier. If that's the case, we'll do it when we get it up. If not, we're going to have to screw it together and get it on and get this whole 17 foot long, 18 foot long piece up on top of those tanks up there. Get the first strap hanging and get the 90-degree part of it through there. Just set the rest of it up here. Start weaseling it over so the drop on the 90 falls right into the middle of the furnace of the plenum, right? Because we'll have this on there by then. And it's just baby steps, little at a time, little at a time, little at a time. I get it. But I really do need to get the 6-inch piece on here. It's got to be screwed on and taped up. We'll try not to handle it from that end any more than we have to, so it doesn't get tweaked out of shape, you know. But it's coming along. Like I said, just having these 2 doors open, and it's set at 70 back there, it's 50 out here. And it's 26 degrees, 28 degrees outside. So there's a furnace turning on. When it gets to be, you know, 20 below, you know, 6 below, 8 below, whatever, when it gets real cold into teens and stuff, this place is insulated, I think, good enough to do what we need to do. We get any kind of ducting out here, dropping any forced air heat into this part of it's just going to be that much better. So we got to make sure we leave enough open blowing hot air back there, so that stays in the way and the status that it is, that we don't harm that by heating out here. It'll be a little trial and error, I think. You know, we may have to cut another hole in the plenum. We may have to do some things. That's another thing. We're going to have to put a vent like we put in this pipe here, right? And that's a register. It actually shuts off. You can turn the lever and shut it down. We intended on putting one of those in the plenum itself, but we really don't need to have a register that shuts down. That has to be blowing all the time. It's blowing all the time now with a big huge hole. It needs to be blowing all the time. So we got enough regular just floor covers, just the covers that we're going to use out here, to just put a cover in here and just let the thing blow. But with this one, actually on the front side, right, we'll have a water tank here, water tank back behind us. This is the front of the furnace. We have a grate here, and then we'll have the one up above on this pipe blowing down between the two. Should be more than enough. Better get to work. I'll show you a little bit more after we'll lay it out and then cut it out. Should be easy enough. That tin's real thin. We'll just be able to use snips. We shouldn't need any air tools. But hang out. We'll bring you some more in a little bit. Thanks for hanging out with us, being patient. Patient Lawson. 19th of December. It's been a year. Praise the Lord. Hang in there, y'all. It's going to get better. It is.